I do want to say that this is not just for working outside the home or working from home moms. This is for any homeschooling mom. Any mom can watch this video and I feel like hopefully take something away from it. I think there's not a whole lot of us who are doing both. When you think of homeschool moms, you think of a stay-at-home mom. I'm still figuring it out. It's still a journey for me. It's still a process, and I'm not just saying that to seem relatable. It really is something that I'm still figuring out and still trying to get a good handle on. Hello. Hi. So it's 4:30. I got home around 4 o'clock and walked into chaos. Not chaos, but it was a long weekend and very eventful. And so, yeah, my mother-in-law was watching the girls. They're outside right now playing. I'm gonna start dinner. I got some spaghetti squash back there. And I changed. I'm still in my work sweater, but I always change into sweatpants because I don't really like jeans. Sometimes after work, I come home and am able to just get right into it, sit down, maybe do like a history lesson or a science lesson or do some read alouds. And then other days like today, I'm just like, all right, guys, mommy's got to take 10 minutes for just my nerves need it. They're better for it. I'm better for it. Everybody's better for it. There's days that you just can't get right into it. You just have to take a few minutes to decompress. Unfortunately, I wish I could say every single day looks the same, but it doesn't. And that's just, I don't think that's how we're wired, to just have always the same energy level day after day after day. Like, I think we're wired to have a little bit, for it to ebb and flow. So today it is definitely ebbing. So I asked over on Instagram and actually here on YouTube, what are some tips that you have for if you work outside the home and homeschool? What are some good tips that you would recommend for homeschooling moms? So I'm in my schoolroom. I just filmed a video it's Tuesday. The video is supposed to go up Friday, so I have to edit that. Anyway, so this video is a collaboration with my friend Gina and several other working homeschool moms. I have really, really enjoyed getting to know Gina over the last few months, not only on YouTube, but over on Instagram as well. She is just such an encouragement, such a great support. I have really, really, really enjoyed getting to know her. She's become a good friend of mine. Watch her video because I know it's going to be good. And then look at the playlist of all the other moms on this channel. And I feel like if you just are needing help and are trying to navigate the waters of working and homeschooling and you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or maybe you're feeling majorly overwhelmed, I know that one of these videos, even if it's not this one, that one of them will be an encouragement to you. So make sure you check out the videos of the other moms. I know that you'll be able to get something from one or hopefully all of the videos. So thanks again, Gina, for asking me to participate in this collab. The recommendation I got was to outsource. And I think this is a genius idea. And I feel like I don't do this enough. So whether it is outsourcing your meals, getting a meal delivery service, HelloFresh or whatever is out there, whether it is outsourcing your cleaning, if you're able to, if you have the means and the funds, and you would just rather be using that time to homeschool your children rather than cleaning. Maybe you have a cleaning service come in once a week or every other week or once a month. So maybe it's a mother's helper that you have come and play with the little ones, and maybe they help you out a little bit with like laundry or basic things. And so that way it frees up a little bit of your time so that you're able to either school the older ones or take time to play with the younger ones. So it could even be outsourcing like curriculum. You don't have to teach every single thing yourself. You don't have to feel like you have to wear all the different hats. If there is a subject, and again, I want to just say this is not for working moms, this is for everybody. If there is a subject that you're just not familiar with or comfortable with, or you just dread teaching, don't put yourself through that. Like, there's so many different online options and courses that they have out there, from little kids all the way up through high school. And you could definitely utilize some of those programs as well. I don't know the first thing about learning Chinese or Spanish. And, well, I guess I took Spanish for 2 years in high school, but my Spanish is really terrible. And so my girls want to learn that though, and they want to do typing. And so yes, I do know how to type, and I could teach my daughter to type, but I have put those, like, they do those online, and that is taken care of. And that way my energy is reserved for things that I actually want to teach and for things that I feel capable and comfortable with. So outsourcing is another idea, and the possibilities of that are endless.
They're like the best.
So this may seem like an oxymoron, but another tip is to simplify as much as you can. And you may be thinking, well, I have a house and I have to work and homeschool. How am I supposed to simplify? Whatever you have to simplify, whether it is, and I know you may have heard this before, but like letting go of the perfect house notion, which, that one is hard for me. It kills me, because I really like when my house is all nice and neat and in order, but I've had to kind of learn that it's just kind of, not that you never clean, but you just have to sometimes let that one go. It's not going to be perfect, and you have to kind of put up with some chaos in your life in order to make room for things that are, I guess, more important, or at least more necessary. Oh my gosh, these leaves are just gorgeous. So some things that worked for me, like when I worked full-time, is I would every week lay my outfits out for the week, and that helped so much. I don't really do that now because I don't feel like I need to, but and if your kids are going anywhere, I would lay out my girls' outfits for the entire week. I would make as much things as I could on the weekend for food prepping. I would do a meal plan. Now, again, I don't do that quite as much now. For me personally, how it works is that when the more I have on me, the more organized I have to be. And I feel like if I have a little bit less on me, I don't have to be quite as organized, which is not always a good thing. You may not need a meal plan. That may be something that's not something that stresses you out, and you can, kind of more fly by the seat of your pants. The point of this is just to say whatever, take any little thing that you can in your life and try to simplify to make things go a little bit more streamlined. And the less thinking that you have to do on the spot, the more prepared you are ahead of time, then I think just the smoother things go. At least that's how I found it for myself. So at one point in time, I made everything from scratch, nothing from a box or a package or anything. And so I was entering a really busy season in my life, and I said to my mom, would it be really terrible if I got like a Trader Joe's frozen meal to serve for dinner every once in a while? And I felt really, really guilty about that. And she looked at me and said, Lauren, of course, that is totally fine. But I felt really guilty about that. And that was just something that was really easy to simplify. Now, I didn't turn into doing that every night, but it was something that was a big deal to me. And so, you guys. So it doesn't have to be rocket science. It could be anything from meals to housework, having kids participate in chores, especially if they're of the age where they can. Maybe have them help meal plan. Sometimes I ask my girls, what do you want? And we kind of do it together as a group. I am just a fan of any little thing that you can do to simplify, to make things more streamlined and more efficient, to make life go a little bit more smoothly. So we're doing school. I had to get myself my pumpkin iced chai tea latte. I wanted to be fancy and record myself pouring it and I ended up spilling it. So you can use your imagination, but I want to talk about scheduling right now. Obviously, we all have different dynamics in our family. Some moms are working full-time, part-time, inside the home, outside the home, nights, weekends, whatever it may be. Some are single moms and have no choice. Or you may be married, but maybe your spouse isn't very supportive when it comes to homeschooling. So you're kind of juggling all of that and then feeling the burden of having to do homeschool without any help or support. And then some moms are in the baby and toddler stage, while others have more middle school and high schoolers who are a little bit more independent. So nobody's schedule is obviously going to look the same. But the good thing about homeschooling is we don't have to fit in that one-dimensional Monday through Friday during the day school. So maybe during the daytime, your children are doing independent work. And then when you come home, you are able to do some lessons with them, or maybe you save the lessons for the weekend. So maybe the week isn't really good for you. So you just have the children do independent work during the week, and then you save the lessons for the weekend. Or maybe you do morning basket kind of like in the evening. So all of the history and science and group subjects and all that, I know a lot of people will do that in the evening, kind of like before bed, the read alouds and things like that. You may have to adopt a 3 or 4 day a week school schedule rather than having 5 days a week, and then kind of school throughout the year. I know there was a point in time when I was working that my girls did their independent work during the day, and then when I got home, I would do their math and language arts lessons, and that's what worked for us for that time. So there may be some give and take, there may be some trial and error to find what works best for you and for your family. And just because something doesn't work does not mean that you are not cut out for it, or that you're not capable. You just may need to find something else that is going to work a little bit better. You just have to remember that we have to be very flexible and we can't be super, super rigid, because I think that, what was I going to say? Why? I think the key is just to remember to be very flexible. Give yourself a little bit of patience, a little bit of grace. Give yourself time to get it figured out and sorted out. And don't beat yourself too much. Don't beat yourself up too much if it's not all figured out in your time frame. It's kind of like chess. You're always moving pieces. It's kind of an evolving thing. And so just being flexible and having that mentality will really, really go a long way when it comes to figuring out like the scheduling of when and how you will do school. I'm here with my lovely pile of clothes that needs to either be given away or they need to go in the summer pile, because I don't know, at this point, all the piles are like melting together into one. So we have those all over because it's that lovely time of year to change out our wardrobes. So I just want this to be an encouragement to all homeschooling moms, whether you work or whether you don't work. Nobody has it easier or better or lighter than the other. Like, it's all difficult. We all have our own juggling acts. There's going to be days that are really rewarding and you're like, yes, I have it. Or even weeks that are like, yes, and this is how it works for me. I have it all together. I have it figured out. This is great. And then the next week it's like, what happened? I thought I had it all figured out and all together. And so that can be frustrating, very frustrating when those days and those weeks happen, because you're like, okay, so I don't have it quite together as I thought. And so it's still a work in progress. I think we're all still a work in progress. I think we're all trying to get there. So I just want to be an encouragement to you that there's so many more of you out there. If you're feeling alone, you're not, I promise you. But I think that it is totally worth it, as many other homeschool moms would attest to, that, you know, the days and the chaos and the craziness and feeling like everything is like a jungle, I feel like at the end of the day and in the long run, it's definitely worth it. So hang in there. Don't be discouraged. Don't be defeated. If you are in a job and you're not really loving it and you don't want to be there and you just wish you could stay home, it may happen. Just keep praying. But in the meantime, keep the faith and just enjoy the season that you're in now. Don't just wish it away and say, well, one day when I'm home, or, you know, I wish I was home. I get it. We have to find ways of having contentment and joy in the season that we're in now, because before you know it, you'll turn around, the kids are grown, and you're like, oh man, I spent all that time wishing for this in my life, when in reality, I could have just been enjoying where I was at now. And maybe you're not feeling very satisfied in life, where you're at in life, and you feel like I should be here or I should be there. And just remember, God has you exactly where he wants you. You're not in the wrong spot. You didn't mess up. He's got you exactly in the spot that you're supposed to be in for the time that you're supposed to be in. So I feel like having that mindset is so crucial when it comes to trying to mentally juggle it all. Whether you're physically doing it all, there's a whole mental aspect as well that comes into play. And having the mentality really is going to be a big factor when it comes to continuing to homeschool and work and do all the other things. And I'm preaching to myself too, because I totally get that, and I totally have done that. And just now am I trying to really work on having that present mindset and present attitudes. So I just want to end this video here with this encouragement, and I hope that you found some value out of this. And again, don't forget to make sure you check out the playlist to see all the other moms out there who have shared. I know we all have put a lot of heart into these videos, and this is something that we all care about. So make sure you go check out everybody's video. Again, especially if you're a working mom, so that you can get tips and tricks. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. Until next time, see you later.